finally admit that boxing ego is the best in the business, and it's not even close? Oleksandr Usyk, spoiler alert, defeats Tyson Fury for the second time, and the second time in a row. I'm going to let you know what really happened. Subscribe. Now, this is what I predicted. This was a easy fight for me to determine. I told anybody that would listen what the outcome was going to be. It's up to you to subscribe and believe in me or not. But this fight played out exactly how I thought, and we're going to break it down. I'm going to recap some things. I'm going to gloat. So if you don't like those kind of things, best in the business type of things, then you don't want to watch this video. So for starters, congrats to Oleksandr Usyk. This man is special. He's a brilliant fighter. And in times of war, he's from Ukraine. He's putting on for his region and making them look good. To be honest, he's a generational special talent. What he did was dismantle Tyson Fury. And again, you guys can trust. See, this is the problem I have with boxing. You'll have a lot of boxing analysts or commentators. They want to do what your boy Ego does, but they're always wrong. Every prediction wrong. If they're reporters, they put out information and clickbait that always turns out to be wrong. So now who do you trust? Do you trust the person that kept it real from jump, got their prediction right yet again? Listen, I've had a phenomenal year. I've had a great year. I don't even remember the last time I got something wrong. The great Ego Stradamus strikes again. And don't believe me, check the track record for the fight. First fight with Usyk, pick Usyk, he won. Second fight, I picked Usyk, and he won. Now, what people do is they'll say, oh, boxing ego, everybody knew. You guys, some of you guys are soulless, and you have no backbone, you have no spine. So you wait for an outcome to a fight, and then you act like you knew it. You weren't in my position, an online personality, willing to risk your credibility and, put the information out and put it on wax like I do each and every time. You just want to act like you knew after the fact. And that's what I see a lot in boxing. Now, all of a sudden, people are like, oh, that was an easy prediction now that we have an outcome. But it wasn't. And throughout this video, I'll explain how things were really stacked against Usyk in multiple departments, right? And yet again, he prevails. He's special. He's a 2X undisputed. He's a cruiserweight. He's fighting a guy who's nearly 300 pounds, probably could be 300 pounds when he rehydrated, because he weighed in at, Tyson Fury weighed in at 281. So who knows how much he was weighing for the fight when he ate some pasta or whatever he ate after weighing in. You know what I mean? And this man keeps prevailing. So again, take my word for it. Don't take it, but just know that I got it right each and every time, especially with this fight. But my whole year has been great with my prediction streak. So don't let people confuse you and act like all of a sudden they knew. Back to the fight. Now, for starters, this was goofy. He did this to Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Oh, my God, to this day. What you see on screen is extremely goofy to me. Tyson Fury tried his best to get in the mind, in the head of Oleksandr Usyk. He was constantly like, you're a gap-toothed rabbit. You're nothing but a rabbit. All the theatrics, all the yelling and screaming, and it looked distasteful. Usyk seems to be a cool dude. He seems to be a chill dude, a solid guy. He's obviously a great fighter. And you're at the weigh-in. They did a 10-minute, 12-minute face-off, and no one's really saying nothing. Then Tyson Fury, starts with the profanity and the cussing. And to me, that's a point for Usyk, because he's just like me. He practices controlling his emotions and stoicism. Usyk is a man's man, pause, but he's extremely stoic. So he's not letting that get, he'll say, he'll watch Fury spitting and babble and, rabbit, gap tooth, ugly, rabbit, middleweight, and he'll let Fury do all that ranting, and he'd be like, okay. Like, He don't even care. Like, he's just like, whatever, we'll see. He's a we'll see type of muff, and I appreciate that. So the ref gave the instructions, and this is what Fury did. He started trying to mad dog Usyk. Look, this is Usyk, pure stoicism. Boom. He's just looking at this man, and Fury trying to mad dog 2020 him. Mad dog. Oh! Like, he's trying to do all these goofy faces, which is corny. And I'm telling you what really happened. This is a screen grab from today's fight. You trying to scare the man, and it didn't work. So I already had, even though I picked Usyk, I already had him up 1-0 because you're trying to scare him or intimidate him or whatever, and you did this to Wilder, but Usyk's a different person, and he just looked at it and wasn't bothered by it. I would say Fury, he came out a little bit more wherewithal in this fight. He knew that Usyk clearly could hurt him and was talented. So he said he isolated himself, didn't talk to his wife for 3 months, et cetera, et cetera. So he came in bigger. It looks like he came in more aggressive, and that was perhaps part of the strategy. What I really respect about Usyk's gangster is that Usyk wasn't bothered by nothing. The mad dog and the mean mugging, Fury's weight, Fury trying to do all this stuff. And if you're an advanced boxing watcher, right, there are telltale signs that casuals aren't going to see, but leave it to somebody like Ego, the most prolific mind in boxing, the best in the business, and it's not even close. I see these things. I spot it. That's why I'm able to, do this for so long at a high level, because what I noticed in the first fight, Fury was playing around, right? He was doing a lot of showboating, grabbing the ropes and like dancing and stuff like that. And he's like making these goofy faces and grabbing the rope. I noticed in this fight, because Usyk clipped you up, you wasn't playing around. So again, 2 points to Usyk. You're already up 2. You try to play him at the face-off and do these faces. He wasn't buying it. All that, panache and showboating or whatever you were trying to do in the first fight, like, and play to the crowd, played up. You wasn't doing none of that. And we know why, because Usyk was clipping you in their first fight. So the first couple rounds were kind of competitive. The thing that I did not like is, I'm just going to say it, Great Britain do better. The UK, British commentators are bloody awful. You're bloody awful, mate. Yeah. British commentary they have some of the worst commentators in all of boxing. Reason being, they are insanely biased. They were glazing Fury so crazy, and there were clear rounds where Usyk won, and I thought it would be apparent to everybody. But unless you're British, I guess you couldn't see it the same way. Like clear Usyk rounds, and they're like, "Yeah, man, I kind of prefer what Fury did this with." Like, what? I'm like, what? Are we watching the same fight? They kept showing, and this is the bad part. Riyadh season, they kept showing DAZN and Riyadh season the scorecard of Anthony Joshua. Why are you showing me his scorecard? First of all, he lost to Usyk twice. Second of all, he wants to fight Tyson Fury. So they're, of course, going to be biased. I'm talking about British commentators like Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn's on Twitter like, I have Fury up. Yeah, mate. What fight are you watching? So don't give me the scorecard, and now we're getting to the bad and the ugly. Do not give me a scorecard of someone who has an incentive for a particular guy to win, right? Joshua, he wants Fury to win and do well because he just got his butt kicked by Daniel Dubois. He didn't rematch him. All of a sudden, he don't want to do rematches, but he rematched Ruiz and Usyk. But now when he gets knocked out by Dubois, he don't want to do a rematch. And now he's trying to skip over and just go straight to the Fury, and they're going to lie and say, oh, it's the biggest British fight in boxing, mate. It's the bang up, toss up, dossa, right? And they're going to try to build this. So he probably wanted Fury to win. One, Usyk beat him twice. After one of those fights, AJ had a meltdown. He was like, it's mad. Yeah, hip, hip, hooray. And he was doing all this weird stuff. And then same with Eddie Hearn. So I thought that was very poor, the bad and the ugly, from Riyadh Season and DAZN to keep trying to infiltrate the audience's mind and brainwash us as if Usyk ain't that dude. So good on Usyk for making it so clean that they couldn't rob him, because best believe I think they would have robbed him had it been not so obvious. That I thought that was horrible. They were like, Joshua has it even. I'm like, who cares what Joshua talking about when he wants to fight one person? He already lost twice to Usyk, so he probably don't want to fight him again. You know, but you want to fight Fury. So, of course, you're going to be rooting for him to do well and want him to do well and win. So I thought that was very weird. Back to the fight, Usyk. As the fight wore on, Usyk got better. Point blank, period. I can't make it any more simplistic or sweet. Usyk is a special fighter. He's the older fighter. Now, let's talk about some of the disadvantages, because I told you at the beginning that there were some inherent advantages and disadvantages suffered by Usyk. Advantage to Fury, but disadvantage to your boy Usyk, right? So this is Bleacher Report. It said Tyson Fury's second loss. Look at him in the corner. And the funny thing is, you're going to have, like, boxing has poor sports. It's what it is. So you're going to have British fans and, like, old media try to convert this to some kind of like controversy and say, oh, it was close and Fury was robbed and stuff. No, he wasn't. Point blank, period. He wasn't robbed. He should have did better. You had all this time. You didn't talk to your wife. You outweighed the man. Like, we're going to get to some of the other disadvantages. You know it was bad because Sugar Hill was admonishing Fury in between the rounds. Like, what are you doing? You keep backing up. Stop backing up. It got to a point where it was so bad and Usyk started to like pull away and he was piecing up and pinballing Fury's head, like bing, 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 with like very stealthy, crafty shots, where Sugar Hill started saying Rocky 4 quotes. Or it might have been Rocky 3. But the bottom line is he started saying Rocky quotes. When your trainer is quoting Rocky, he was like, there is no tomorrow. Damn, Rock, what are you doing? There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. You thought you was Carl Weathers. Or you thought you was Apollo Creed. Come on, bro. That's how you know it's bad, when the trainer starts quoting a boxing movie to rile up his fighter. That's how I know Usyk was getting off. There is no tomorrow. You know, what do you want me to do? Sorry I'm late. Traffic was a bit. You quoted Rocky. It's over. That's how I know Usyk was up, because you know your fighter's down and Usyk is taking over in the second half for sure. And you're quoting Rocky. Let me tell you something you already know, kid. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbow. It's a mean and nasty place, and it'll beat you there if you let it. You see, nothing is going to hit as hard as life. When you were this big, I held you. But somewhere along the line, you changed. I said, you changed. Cowards do that and that ain't you. He hit him with the old Rocky Balboa. Yo, Tommy, you want to fight? What do you mean you want to fight, Tommy? I don't want to fight you. I'm done, bro. Usyk was getting off on this boy. Again, you can listen to me or whoever you want. The guy that keep getting it wrong. So what was the disadvantages going into the fight? So for starters, Tyson Fury's trunks were too high. You see him with the, hi, Laura. He had the Steve Urkel joints. Why are his trunks up here, bro? Like he's a Mike Tyson punch-out character. Where your belly button at, fool? Bro, come on. So Fury is already cheating, dog. Like, bro, why is his trunks that high? So my boy Usyk can't get the body shots. Like, come on, bro. Didn't I do that? Like, come on, bro. Like, he look like he about to be on a Life Alert commercial. Like, he geriatric. Like, his bingo night. He going to the bingo hall. Come on, bro. Why are your trunks up that high? There's no, come on, bro. So that was already, I don't even know what y'all put in my comment section. What is it? Oh my God, what is that? Sonic the Hedgehog? Hey, yo, y'all tripping in my comment section, bro. So first of all, that was the first cheat move from Fury, is them trunks. Second, you got Beardgate, and make sure you guys follow me on social media. I'm really the best to ever do this. Beardgate. So there were protests. I'm gonna give you the skinny of it, of Tyson Fury's beard. His beard was too long. The reason why a beard could be problematic in boxing is some people say it's like a cushion, you know, so it's harder to clip and find the chin when you have that added like layer of like kind of protection. So a lot of commissions will make you shave or trim your beard as to not have any kind of like cushioning or advantage. Fury was allowed to keep his beard and do whatever he wanted in Saudi Arabia, right? So Usyk's team was protesting, right? He was protesting like, hey, that's not fair. Like, bro, he should have to trim that. You don't have to like, you know, Charlie Chaplin it and just have a mustache, but you have to trim that. They said no. So they rejected Usyk's complaint, his side's complaint, and let Fury rock how he wanted to rock. So let's get this straight. Fury is 55 pounds heavier, plus whatever he rehydrates to the next day. He got to keep his beard, right? Turkey wanted him to win. He told them that on the FaceTime that they did, and he kept, you know, saying, oh, I want Fury. Like, so the organizer wants him to win. He's younger. He's way bigger and taller with the longer reach. Your trunks are too high. You see what I'm saying? So everything was pretty much against Usyk. High trunks. Fury's already naturally bigger. He's younger, bigger reach. Oh, yeah. And there's this. So, again, I told you guys all this news. Usyk is a religious guy. He had received some kind of religious cross, a crucifix, from like Greek monks or something. So he uses it like kind of like a superstitious or religious thing. And you'll see him in his fights. He'll don that. And in between the ring or the rounds, sometimes he'll kiss the cross, you know, as a sign of his religious faith, right? Ukrainian. And they barred it. Usyk's team wanted to keep their lucky religious crucifix in the corner because some people were complaining and they were lying, saying that Usyk was huffing some illegal substance in the first Fury fight. And there was this fake like Twitter controversy in the first fight. And people were like, oh, Usyk, you know, he has smelling salts or this and that, blah, blah, blah. So now Usyk wanted to bring it for the second Fury fight. They banned it and said he couldn't. So my boy Usyk, weight advantage, he was only 226 pounds versus Fury's 281 pounds. Fury, again, younger, bigger, got to keep this like bushy homeless person beard, right? He got to keep his beard long. And the organizer wanted you to lose, basically. And yet and still, my boy still prevailed. Shout out to Usyk. But the fight, oh, this is my social media, at Boxing Ego 1. Make sure you guys follow me. I'm trying to hit 75,000. So if you could, link in the description and follow me on social media so you don't miss anything when it comes to this boxing. So like I said, everything was against my boy Usyk, and he still did his thing. He still did his thing. He's a small man fighting bigger guys. Joshua 6'6" and Brolic. Fury 6'9", 281 plus. Daniel Dubois, immense puncher, about an inch taller, 6'4" or so, and Usyk still finds a way to win. As far as the fight, the second half of the fight, Usyk completely took over. He was completely rocking Fury. There were times where he hurt Fury. I don't care about what these Lions scorecards trying to brainwash people were talking about. It was the Usyk show. Luckily, I think the head commentators, they were saying that Usyk was comfortable ahead, Sergio Mora, so that part was good. They weren't this time trying to brainwash anybody. And he just started to pull away. There were other people, like I said, Joshua, Eddie Hearn. They were trying to make it sound like the fight was close. Usyk completely dominated and pulled out. Funny thing is, they did something for the first time. And again, I've covered all of this. I can't make a video about everything. I'm one person. But best believe on my social medias, it's covered. So they implemented for this Fury fight an AI judge, which is kind of weird. Because the AI, I use AI every day. So I'm not against AI for the record. But it's weird in boxing because AI knows what you program it as. It can't decipher certain things. Like, what if somebody's showboating and they're doing some drunken monkey acting like they're hurt? To AI, that could score that as like the person's almost knocked out, because AI can't inherently determine context, like somebody's sarcasm or dark humor or black humor, like kind of joke. So again, if you had Emmanuel Augustus in there and he's like looking stumbly, that's the way he fights. That has nothing to do with him actually being hurt at that given moment. Shout out to my man Emmanuel Burton, Emmanuel Augustus. So I always thought that was kind of weird, but they implemented it, and AI pretty much only gave Fury 3 rounds, which is hilarious. Hilarious. Everything against Usyk, and AI, let me see if I can find it. They did an AI even had the boy losing. It gave Fury 3 rounds, but one thing that was BS, the 12th round, it said 10-10. How did they get a 10-10 round when Usyk clearly won the 12th round to begin with? But how is it 10-10? Like, come on, bro. So, yeah, the AI stuff, they might want to discontinue that, because that clearly is not ready. They were just testing it and said it didn't influence the outcome of the fight. But, yeah, it missed me with that AI. You going to give Usyk round to Fury and say it's 10-10. But even with that, the AI, outside of that, they gave him barely any rounds. They gave him like 3 rounds, 4 rounds if you include the neutral round in the 12th, which is capped, because Usyk should have won that handily. You know what I mean? But yeah, Fury, he didn't do it. Like, I like Usyk's outfit, you see. He looked like a Ukrainian Mortal Kombat character. So Fury, all the gimmicks and coming out to Mariah Carey and Christmas music in Saudi Arabia, that stuff didn't really do anything. So the undercard was buns. The main event was a good fight. And Usyk, he prevailed. He was the stronger fighter. He was the sharper fighter. And the funny thing is, y'all will give me my credit. Book it. I'm going to make you give me my credit and my propers, because, boom, I don't just talk about it, I be about it. I posted this before the fight yesterday. You see that? I said Oleksandr Usyk is the British Slayer. The British teeth stand no chance with this man, laughing my off. And I put the British teeth emoji. Ego Stradamus strikes again. I'm showing you. I said this throughout all my content, be it YouTube, Instagram, social media. Anybody who asked me about this fight, I predicted it to a T, like I usually do, and I got it right again. I said, funny, I actually think the Usyk fight and Usyk will win even easier in the rematch with Tyson Fury. And I still think he did, because in the first fight, it was more grueling, and there were moments where I think Usyk got hurt in the first fight. He didn't really get hurt in this. Fury landed a couple of shots here and there, but he didn't really get hurt. And the scorecard was a lot wider than this. When they announced it, they said it was a unanimous decision, right? And you had to give Fury struggle rounds and like 10-10 rounds. And so everything I said came true. Can we admit that I am the best in the business? It says, funny, I actually think Usyk will win even easier versus Fury in the rematch. That's what happened. And you see the date. I said this before the actual fight. Like always, I don't wait to an outcome and then try to take credit like a lot of content creators do. I said, but boxing fans go off emotions, trash talk, banter and hype, other people's opinions and predictions, etc., rather than what they see. My commentary stands the test of time. I told you I'm goated. December 4th. So clearly we're about, a little bit less than a week from Christmas. I put this at the beginning of the month. So you guys see all the timestamps on social media. I risk it all. I said, FYI, for those asking, I'm spinning the block, picking Oleksandr Usyk to defeat Tyson Fury again, and Better Biev to defeat Bivol again. I picked both wins in the first fight. So I picked Better Biev in the first fight, he won. I picked Usyk in the first Fury fight, he won. And I'm picking both in the rematch. So I've never changed my opinion. I never wavered. I was never concerned. I knew this is how great I am. I knew I was going to be right, so I bookmarked my own. Look, I could remove it now, but I bookmarked my own tweet. That's how confident I was that Usyk would defeat Tyson Fury. That I bookmarked my own tweet so this day would come and I could gloat and be like, I'm the best in the business. I bookmarked my own tweet. So for all the people like, oh, everybody knew Usyk was going to win. All right. Everybody didn't say all that. And it came true. So congratulations to Usyk. Against all odds, you know, the bar crucifix, the weight advantage, the youth of Fury, he showed and prevailed that he's the better fighter. And bad luck for Turkey because he looked to be anxious in the ringside, you know, when you could see him. Because, like, I think it was might have been round 5. Usyk landed huge shots. And then you could see Turkey in the ring. He was looking like crossing his arms. He was looking worried. Fury's family, they said, was looking worried. Tommy, Fury, his wife, Paris, they were looking worried because the kid Usyk is a shooter. He like Billy the Kid. He was gunslinging, and his movement was beautiful. The feinting, the footwork. I love the investment to the body that Usyk displayed. It was just a masterclass performance. You're going to believe me or others, that's on you. There's going to be some people who make it sound like this was extremely close. Just like the first fight, I didn't think it was all that close. In fact, I thought the first fight was closer than this was. It was still a good fight because Fury had little pockets and little small stands, but not enough to win more rounds. And the rounds, like you could see a fighter do good or land one uppercut, but it's a 3-minute round, partner. You can't win the round when Usyk is doing so much work. He's outworking you. His accuracy is high. He's not really getting hurt. He has good movement, good feints, and he was especially as the fight wore on, he was just little subtle shots. And the trick with the body shots is this. When someone invests that heavily, as is the case with Usyk, to the body, and they keep targeting the body, it makes it extremely dangerous because it was apparent that Usyk, to me, was faster than Fury. And he's smaller, so he kind of should be faster because that's kind of his style. Plus, he's a southpaw. So when you invested so much early investments, it pays dividends late because when you start to come up top with shots, they don't know because they think you go into the body, so they might be protecting. Fury was breathing heavy. It got to the second half. He was dropping his hands a lot more. He was being worked and backed up by a smaller man. Kudos to Oleksandr Usyk. And that's what really happened. Usyk is just a beast. I don't even need to see a trilogy. I know Turkey's probably mad because I don't even want to see a trilogy. Let this rest. I mean, it's like seeing AJ versus Usyk trilogy. What's the point when you lose? And here's the thing. Old media is so fake. The resistance is so fake. When they lied and said the Wilder Fury first fight, they said Fury won, but it was a draw. So that's why you got a trilogy out of that. But had Tyson Fury Wilder 2 and 3 occurred, you don't really need a trilogy. Usyk is clearly showing separation and beating a bigger person. He didn't talk to his family. He said he was focused. He said he was unfocused the first time. You have no excuses. And the outcome was still the same. Why on earth do I need to see a trilogy? That's what really happened. Subscribe.